Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We love to dig into the latest scientific discoveries, and today we've got something pretty amazing. I mean, it's seriously mind-blowing.
I agree. It's not every day you stumble upon research that could potentially change the way we approach a disease as complex as cancer.
Right. And what's even more wild is that it involves something we all know and probably have in our medicine cabinets right now. Good old aspirin.
You're telling me. It's one of those things you just kind of take for granted, headaches, muscle aches. But what if this common over-the-counter pain reliever held a secret weapon against cancer?
Especially against the spread of cancer, which is something that makes this disease so incredibly difficult to treat.
Absolutely. We're talking about metastasis, the process where cancer cells break away from the original tumor and travel to other parts of the body.
And if we can stop that process, well, that's potentially a game changer for cancer treatment.
No doubt. And that's exactly what this new research suggests aspirin might be able to do.
It's like aspirin's got a hidden superpower, and scientists are just now figuring it out.
It really is remarkable. This article we're diving into today from UK Research and Innovation, called Scientists Discover How Aspirin Could Halt Cancer Spread, lays it all out.
It's fascinating stuff, and I think it's important to point out that the researchers didn't even set out to study aspirin's effect on cancer. They were actually looking at something completely different: how the immune system fights metastasis.
Yeah, it's like they were exploring one cave and stumbled upon a treasure chest in a completely different one.
Exactly. And speaking of treasures, this research could be a gold mine for cancer treatment if it pans out.
Definitely. The foundation of this discovery lies in a study involving mice.
Oh, so they use those little lab mice again.
Yep. They observed that mice lacking a specific gene called ARHGEF1 exhibited significantly less metastasis compared to mice with the gene.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm not a geneticist. Could you break down what this ARHGEF1 gene normally does?
Sure thing. So in simple terms, ARHGF1 acts like a suppressor for T cells. Those are the immune cells that are like our body's elite soldiers trained to seek and destroy cancer cells.
So it keeps those T cells in check.
Right, but in these mice without ARHGF1, the T cells were unleashed and free to do their job, effectively combating the spread of cancer.
Interesting. So no ARHGF1 means more active T cells patrolling and less cancer spreading. Got it. But where does our trusty aspirin fit into all of this?
That's where the aha moment hits. The researchers dug deeper and discovered that ARHGEF1 is activated by a clotting factor known as TXA2. And guess what? Aspirin is known to block the production of TXA2.
Wait a minute. Are you saying the same drug that helps prevent heart attacks by thinning the blood could also be stopping cancer from spreading by giving the immune system a boost?
Exactly. It's like a chain reaction with a potentially life-saving outcome. Aspirin blocks TXA2, which in turn frees up those powerful T cells to target and eliminate those pesky cancer cells trying to spread.
This is incredible. So does this mean we should all start stocking up on aspirin and popping them like candy?
Whoa. There, hold on a second. It's crucial to remember that this research is still in its early stages. While these findings in mice are incredibly promising, we need more research, especially human clinical trials, to confirm these effects and figure out safe dosages.
Right. We don't want people running off and self-medicating based on this one study.
Absolutely. And remember, aspirin, like any medication, can have side effects, especially with long-term use.
You're absolutely right. This isn't a DIY situation. Talking to your doctor before making any decisions about aspirin is crucial, especially when it comes to something as serious as cancer.
Precisely. But just imagine a future where a simple, readily available drug like aspirin could play a role in preventing cancer from spreading. That's the kind of impact this research could have. It could truly revolutionize cancer treatment and make it more accessible for everyone.
It's almost too good to be true. And the research team at Cambridge seems pretty optimistic, even mentioning plans for a clinical trial to investigate whether aspirin can prevent cancer recurrence in patients who've had tumors removed.
Yeah, they're collaborating with Professor Ruth Langley, who's leading the aspirin clinical trial at the MRC Clinical Trials Unit at University College London. And the fact that major organizations like Cancer Research UK and the National Institute for Health and Care Research are funding this trial shows serious commitment to exploring this further.
This all sounds incredibly promising. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's delve a little deeper into how aspirin actually works its magic on TXA2 and what that means for our immune system.
Absolutely. To grasp the true potential here, we need to break down the science a bit further. Let's start with TXA2 itself. You mentioned it's a clotting factor, so what exactly does that mean in plain English?
Okay, so TXA2 is involved in clotting. But how does that tie into cancer and our immune system?
That's where things get really interesting. Well, TXA2 is essential for clotting. It seems to have this other role, almost like a double agent, suppressing T cells. It's as if it's putting the brakes on the very cells that could be attacking those sneaky cancer cells trying to spread.
So, by blocking TXA2, aspirin is essentially releasing the brakes on the immune system, giving those T cells a clear path to go after the metastatic cancer cells with more force.
Exactly. It's like aspirin is giving those T cells a much-needed boost, allowing them to perform their duties without being held back.
Hmm.
And remember, those initial stages of metastasis when cancer cells first break away from the original tumor are a critical window of opportunity for the immune system to intervene.
Makes sense. So, aspirin isn't directly attacking the cancer cells, it's more like empowering the body's own defenses to do the fighting, giving our immune system the tools it needs to win the battle.
Precisely. This research underscores why understanding the immune system's role in cancer is so crucial. It's not just about developing drugs that kill cancer cells. It's about finding ways to harness the power of the immune system to fight cancer more effectively.
This research really highlights that, doesn't it? It's like a whole new way of thinking about cancer treatment. But I'm curious if aspirin can influence the immune system like this. Are there any other potential implications beyond cancer? Could this be a key to unlocking treatments for other diseases?
That's a brilliant question, and it's something scientists are actively investigating. There's a growing body of research looking at the role of inflammation and the immune system in a wide range of diseases, from autoimmune disorders to heart disease. Given aspirin's anti-inflammatory properties, there's a possibility it could have broader implications for health and disease. It's like opening a door to a whole new world of possibilities.
Wow, so this one little pill could have a much bigger impact than we ever imagined. It's amazing to think about the potential ripple effects of this research.
It certainly seems that way. But again, it's important to emphasize that more research is needed to fully understand the potential benefits and risks of aspirin use, especially in the long term. We need to proceed with caution and rely on scientific evidence to guide our decisions. Remember, it's always best to consult with your doctor before making any changes to your healthcare regimen.
Absolutely. And while we're on the topic of responsible advice, the article also mentioned that aspirin can have side effects for some people. It's not a magic bullet for everyone.
Yes, that's a crucial point. While aspirin is generally safe for most people when taken as directed, it can increase the risk of bleeding, particularly in the stomach and intestines. People with certain medical conditions like ulcers or bleeding disorders should avoid aspirin altogether. It's about understanding the individual and their specific needs.
So this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's about personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to the individual, taking into account their unique medical history, genetics, and lifestyle. It's about finding what works best for each person.
Precisely. Personalized medicine is a critical aspect of modern healthcare.
Well, this deep dive has certainly given me a lot to think about. Who knew that humble aspirin could be such a multifaceted player in human health? It's like discovering a hidden talent in an old friend.
It's truly remarkable, isn't it? And this research just scratches the surface of what we're learning about the complex interplay between the immune system, inflammation, and disease.
Okay.
There's still so much to uncover and explore.
This is why I love science. There's always something new to discover, something that can change our understanding of the world and potentially transform lives. It's a never-ending adventure of exploration and discovery.
I couldn't agree more, and that's what makes this research so exciting. It opens up a whole new avenue for exploration with the potential to lead to safer, more effective, and more accessible treatments for cancer and perhaps other diseases as well. It's like a beacon of hope shining brightly on the horizon.
Speaking of exploration, the article we've been discussing, scientists discover how aspirin could halt cancer spread from UK Research and Innovation, is a great starting point for anyone who wants to delve deeper into this topic. We'll make sure to include a link in the show notes for easy access.
Definitely. It's a well-written and informative article that does a great job of explaining the science behind this discovery in an accessible way. And I encourage everyone to check out the original research paper published in Nature if you're feeling extra curious and want to dive into the nitty-gritty details.
Excellent point. So where do we go from here? What are the next steps in this research journey? What's the next chapter in this exciting story?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, human clinical trials are absolutely crucial. We need to see if the findings from these mouse studies hold true in humans. And those trials need to carefully assess both the effectiveness and the safety of using aspirin for cancer prevention. It's about moving from the lab to the real world and seeing how these findings translate into actual benefits for people.
Right. It's not just about whether it works, but also about whether it's safe and practical for widespread use. We need to make sure we're not creating any unintended consequences down the road.
Exactly. And those trials will also need to determine the optimal dosage and timing of aspirin administration. Remember, this is not about randomly popping a few aspirin whenever you feel like it. It's about a carefully controlled approach to maximize benefits and minimize risks. It's about finding the sweet spot where we get the most benefit with the least risk.
Yeah, it really is about finding that balance between benefits and risks. And I'm sure these trials will also look at which types of cancer might be most responsive to this approach. It's possible that not all cancers will react the same way.
You're right. It's possible that aspirin's effects on metastasis might be more pronounced in certain types of cancer than others. For example, the article mentioned that previous studies have observed a reduction in the spread of breast, bowel, and prostate cancers in people taking low-dose aspirin. So there's definitely a lot more to learn about how aspirin interacts with different types of cancer.
So there's a lot of work ahead, but the potential here is truly remarkable. It's like we're on the cusp of a major breakthrough in cancer treatment, a new era of hope and possibility.
It certainly feels that way. And this research is a testament to the power of scientific inquiry collaboration, and sometimes a little bit of serendipity. Who knew that a simple pain reliever could hold such promise in the fight against cancer? It's a story that reminds us to never underestimate the power of scientific exploration and the importance of remaining open to new possibilities.
It's a reminder that there's always more to learn, more to discover. And sometimes the most groundbreaking discoveries come from the most unexpected places.
Yeah,
It's like finding a diamond in your own backyard.
I completely agree. And this research is a powerful reminder that we need to keep exploring, keep questioning, keep pushing the boundaries of knowledge, because who knows what other hidden potential might be lurking in our medicine cabinets waiting to be unlocked.
It's like we're surrounded by potential medical breakthroughs just waiting for us to unlock their secrets. It's both exciting and a little bit humbling.
Absolutely. And this research on aspirin highlights how important it is to approach scientific inquiry with a sense of curiosity and wonder. You never know what you might find when you start digging deeper.
Okay, so let's imagine for a moment that these clinical trials are successful and aspirin does indeed prove to be effective and safe for preventing cancer metastasis. What would that mean for people in practical terms? How would this change the landscape of cancer treatment?
Well, first and foremost, it could be an absolute game changer for cancer survivors. Imagine this. You've gone through surgery or other treatments, and now your doctor can prescribe a simple, readily available, and relatively inexpensive medication that could significantly reduce the risk of your cancer returning. That peace of mind would be priceless.
It would be a beacon of hope for so many people facing the uncertainty of a cancer diagnosis.
Exactly. And because aspirin is so widely available and relatively affordable, it could benefit people all over the world regardless of their income level or access to healthcare. It has the potential to level the playing field when it comes to cancer treatment.
It's about making life-saving treatments accessible to everyone, not just a privileged few. It's about ensuring that everyone has a fighting chance against this disease.
Precisely. This research also shines a spotlight on the incredible potential of drug repurposing. We already have this vast arsenal of medications that we use for specific purposes. But what if some of them have hidden talents, so to speak, that could be harnessed to treat other conditions? It's like finding a new use for an old tool.
That's such a fascinating concept. It's like we're unlocking hidden potential in these medications we thought we knew so well. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for treating diseases.
It really does. And this research on aspirin and cancer metastasis serves as a fantastic example of the kind of groundbreaking discoveries that can emerge when we dare to ask new questions, challenge conventional wisdom, and explore the intricate connections within the human body. It's about thinking outside the box and seeing things from a fresh perspective.
Well, this deep dive has certainly been a thought-provoking journey. We've explored the serendipitous nature of scientific discovery, the potential of everyday medications to hold the key to groundbreaking treatments, and the importance of staying curious and open to new possibilities. It's been quite an adventure.
I couldn't agree more. I hope this conversation has ignited your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring the fascinating world of science and medicine. There's always more to learn, always a new frontier to discover.
And remember, if you want to delve deeper into this groundbreaking research on aspirin and cancer metastasis, be sure to check out the show notes for a link to the original article from UK Research and Innovation. It's a great starting point for anyone who wants to learn more.
Absolutely. And don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions or thoughts. We love hearing from our listeners.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive. Until next time, keep those minds curious and engaged.